Hello students, welcome to All4C Learning. This is session 86 and we are discussing chemical properties of carbonyl compounds. In chemical properties of carbonyl compounds, reaction with primary amine. Reaction with primary amine. In previous session we discussed that condensation with compounds NH2Z. Just like that, let us assume reaction here with primary amine RNH2 with aldehyde or ketone. Nitrogen donates electron pair to carbonyl carbon. Resultant RHRR CO minus, and here you are getting NH2 plus R, and from here H plus transferred to oxygen, and we are getting RHRR COH NHR. Later, in presence of acid and upon warming, water molecule eliminate out RHRR C double bond NR. If initial compound is aldehyde, the formed compound is aldimine. Aldimine or ketimine. So if acetaldehyde participated in reaction here, then we are getting acetaldehyde. If acetone is participated, then it is called acetonimine. Obviously, we are getting imines. C double bond N R compounds are called imines. These aldimines are ketimines. Upon hydrolysis, again we can get back corresponding aldehyde or ketone. This one upon hydrolysis, again we are getting RNH2 and RC double bond OH or R. And aldimines particularly called Schiff bases. Aldimines are called Schiff bases, and this Schiff base actually possess pink color. Schiff base possess pink color, and that pink color discharged by passing SO2 gas. SO2 gas. This colorless solution is called Schiff reagent. Aldimines are Schiff bases. Aldimines are Schiff bases. If benzaldehyde is participated here, benzaldimine. So benzaldimine or acetaldehyde, whatever it is, aldimines are Schiff base. Schiff base upon passing SO2 gas, pink color decolorized, pink color discharge or decolorized, and this one we are using as Schiff reagent. Schiff reagent to identify aldehydes. To identify again aldehydes. Now we can expect similar reaction. With cyclohexanones. Cyclohexanone upon reaction with NH2R. Here water molecule elimination. Then we are getting C double bond NR. C double bond NR. Similarly, not only with primary amines, upon reaction with secondary amines also. With secondary amines, carbonyl compounds are HRR C double bond O. Upon reaction with secondary amines RRNH, here what we are getting RHRR CO minus and NH. Here two alkyl groups, positive charge, and bond pair of electrons shifted towards positively charged nitrogen, and H plus goes here. Now RHRR COH and NRR. So just we are getting additional compound. Unlike primary amines, here elimination do not takes place. Since hydrogen do not possess any hydrogen, nitrogen do not possess any hydrogen, but elimination takes place if aldehyde carbonyl carbon, with respect to carbonyl carbon, alpha carbon, if possess any hydrogen, if alpha carbon possess any hydrogen, in such a case elimination is possible. Let us see. I am going to consider CH3 C double bond O, either H or CH3, acetaldehyde or acetone. This one upon reaction with secondary amine or NHR2, Here addition compound takes place, compound formation takes place, and we are getting OH and NR2. Later, after formation of this OH and NR2 here, there is no hydrogen upon this nitrogen. Then obviously with respect to this carbonyl carbon, this carbon is alpha. This alpha carbon containing hydrogen and this OH, these two are comes out as water molecule. That happens in presence of H plus. Generally para toluene sulfonic acid we are using here, and resultant we are getting CH2 and double bond C, CH3 RH and NR2. So here ultimately we are getting this nitrogen. Earlier it was secondary amine, now it turns to tertiary amine, and these products what we call enamines. These products what we call enamines, and also called alpha beta unsaturated amines. Alpha beta unsaturated tertiary amines, third degree amines here. Now I used to consider here CH3 C double bond O, carbon containing two alkyl groups and one hydrogen. This one upon treatment with R2NH, then first addition compound we are getting CH3COH, and here nitrogen containing two alkyl groups RR, and this carbon containing hydrogen here and remaining two alkyl groups. If you observe, with respect to this carbonyl carbon, this carbon is alpha and this carbon also alpha, means here elimination or dehydration takes place either from this OH or from this H and OH. Either of these two, in between these two, resultant we are getting CH3 C double bond C RR, here NRR. So particularly with respect to this hydrogen only, elimination takes place or dehydration takes place because of more substituted alkene is more stable. And again here we are getting product enamine. This one is enamine, and again this one is tertiary amine. Now I am going to use secondary amine like this, and this one upon reaction with cyclohexanone. Secondary amine is this one upon reaction with cyclohexanone followed by H plus and heat. So try to write what product you are going to get. Formed enamines also upon hydrolysis gives back carbonyl compounds, whether they may be aldehydes or ketones. Next type of reactions, condensation reactions. Small molecules combine to form large molecule with elimination of small molecules like HCl or H2O. And such type of reactions what we call condensation reactions. Condensation reactions means small molecules combine to form large molecule with elimination of small molecules like HCl or H2O. And in condensation reactions, small molecules are eliminated. Condensation reactions also looks like polymerization reactions. Whereas in case of polymerization reactions, many molecules are going to take part. In condensation reactions, few molecules are going to participate. And in polymerization, small molecules may or may not eliminate, but in polymerization reaction, in condensation reaction, small molecules eliminate. Let us see. First one, aldol condensation. Aldol condensation. Carbonyl compounds which consists alpha hydrogen undergoes condensation in presence of dilute alkali like sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, or in presence of acids also. In presence of acids means alpha hydrogen containing carbonyl compounds, whether they may be aldehydes or ketones. Condition is they must and should possess alpha hydrogen, and they undergoes condensation either in presence of acid or base. Acid or alkali gives a condensation product, I am going to consider first acetaldehyde CH3 C double bond OH. With respect to carbonyl carbon, this carbon is alpha carbon. As we know that alpha carbon containing hydrogens participates in enolization CH double bond C OH H. Now, this one upon reaction with base enolate ion CH2 double bond C O minus H, and this enolate ion is resonantly stabilized. Then we are getting carbon ion CH2 minus C double bond OH. Alpha carbon containing hydrogens are involved in condensation. Why alpha hydrogen must here? Because of that readily participates in enolization, and from that enol, this one is keto form and this one is enol form. And from enol form, when we are using base, it abstracts proton and we are getting enolate ion. Formed enolate ion is resonantly stabilized. This one is carbon ion. Now, out of these two, enolate ion and carbon ion, out of these two resonance structure, this structure is more stable because of here negative charge is located upon oxygen. Negative charge is located upon oxygen. Whereas here negative charge is located upon carbon. Now, here this one upon reaction with one more molecule of acetaldehyde CH3C double bond OH. So obviously, which one is going to take part in the reaction? O minus or C minus, if you think here. If O minus participated, resultant newly bond formed between oxygen and carbon, that is relatively weak compared to C minus if participated. So here C minus is going to take part in the reaction, carbanion form, C double bond OH, and this one attacks upon carbonyl carbon. Resultant we are getting CH3, CH. This one is O minus. And there will be new bond formation here, CH2, C double bond OH. So this oxide ion is strong base, it abstracts proton from water. Resultant we are getting CH3H, COH and CH2, C double bond OH. Now here OH and here alpha carbon containing hydrogen, there OH group and alpha carbon with respect to this C double bond O group, this carbon is alpha. And alpha carbon containing hydrogen is acidic. Alpha carbon containing hydrogen is acidic hydrogen. Then here enol formation takes place, means elimination of water takes place. Resultant we are getting CH3, CH double bond CH, C double bond OH. So here this one is alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. So once again, here what happened? First acetaldehyde, it involves in enolization. Base abstracts that for proton, we are getting enolate, and enolate resonance structure carbanion. Out of these two, which one is going to take part in the reaction? Carbanion. Because of CC bond formed, one is more stable than OC bond. That's hence here C minus participate in the reaction. So you are getting O minus. And later you are getting this product alcohol. Alpha beta hydroxy 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is beta hydroxy butyraldehyde. Beta hydroxy butyraldehyde. This beta hydroxy butyraldehyde is called aldol. Beta hydroxy butyraldehyde is called aldol. This one upon acidification and heat. Acidification or heat. Then only dehydration takes place. We are getting alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. So far here water molecule elimination. Two acetaldehyde molecules combine to form beta hydroxy butyraldehyde and aldol formation. During condensation here aldol you are getting product, that's why here this condensation is named as aldol condensation. If ketone is participated, such condensation is called ketone condensation. Here aldol condensation. Of course we are not going to use that word ketone condensation, even though ketones are participated, we are calling as aldol condensation only. Now here if you are using two acetaldehyde molecules, means only acetaldehyde molecules, in such a case we are getting beta hydroxy butyraldehyde and alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde is the product. So two aldehyde molecules, if participate in condensation in presence of base, we are getting beta hydroxy butyraldehyde, right? And aldol condensation also takes place in presence of acid, not only in presence of base, but also in presence of acid. Let us see that acid catalyzed aldol condensation. Acid catalyzed aldol condensation. Now, I am going to consider acetaldehyde as we learned earlier class. This one involves in enolization, CH double bond, COH. This one is keto form and this one is enol form. In presence of acid, CH3, C double bond OH. This one in presence of acid, here CH3, C double bond OH plus this oxygen by utilizing 2 electron pairs, it accepts that H plus, and later this one gives a resonance structure CH3COH, here positive charge and here means positively charged carbon we are getting, and this upon this positively charged carbon this molecule CH2 double bond C OH and H, and these electrons, these means because of these electron pairs shifted like this and these electrons comes like this, so here these pi electrons are shifted towards this carbon, resultant there will be a new bond formation between these two carbons. Again I am saying here when these electrons are shifted like this electron goes like this. Now this carbon will be electron rich and this electron rich carbon come and attack upon this positively charged carbon, resultant we are getting CH3COH. Here this carbon consistent, there will be new bond formation CH2 and C double bond O, here C double bond OH plus and H. Later, first step H plus involved, here H plus comes out and H plus, then we are getting CH3, CH, OH, CH2, C double bond OH. Again, alpha, beta. So this is beta hydroxy butyraldehyde, and which upon dehydration, here this alpha carbon containing hydrogen and this OH. But you are not supposed to remove this hydrogen. This gamma carbon containing hydrogen is not acidic, only alpha carbon containing hydrogen is acidic. Then we are getting CH3, CH double bond CH and C double bond OH. That means condensation takes place not only in presence of a base but also in presence of acid. This reaction takes place. So if aldehyde molecules are involved like this, aldehyde molecules are involved in condensation, then what we call aldol condensation. Similarly, if even though ketone molecules are participated, then what we learn? Ketone condensation also they comes under this category aldol condensation. Now, if ketone is participated, if acetone is going to participate in the reaction, what happens? CH3, C double bond O, CH3. If two molecules of acetone is involved in the reaction, so how mechanism proceeds? First step, base abstracts here both the carbons are alpha carbons. Both the carbons are alpha carbons. Either of the carbon here gives proton and converts into carbanion. This carbanion is resonantly stabilized CH2. Here when these electron comes like this, CO minus and CH3. That means first step formation of carbanion, formation of carbanion and enolate ion. Next step, one more acetone molecule CH3, C double bond O, CH3, CH3, C double bond O, CH3, and this one CH2 minus C double bond O, CH3. This carbanion has to come and attack upon this carbon. These electrons are shifted. Resultant we are getting CH3, C, CH3, and this is O minus. Then there will be new bond formation between these two carbon atoms. CH2, C double bond O, CH3. So this one further abstraction of proton from water and OH minus comes out, then CH3 COH, CH3 and CH2 C double bond O, CH3. See, and this one further upon losing water from alpha carbon containing hydrogen and beta carbon containing OH, then we are getting CH3 C, CH3 double bond CH, C double bond O, CH3. So not only aldehydes, not only in presence of base but also in presence of acid, and similarly even though ketones means acetones I used to consider as an example, and acetone also gives just like a beta hydroxy compound, and which upon dehydration we are getting alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Now here reaction not going to stop. Instead of 2 moles, if 1 more mole acetone is there, let us see the reaction. After formation of this beta hydroxy compound, let us consider CH3, CH3 and COH here. Let it be. Then CH2, C double bond O, CH3. This one. Here, this one upon treatment with again base. Here we are getting CH3, COH, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2 minus. From this alpha carbon, now carbon ion generated. This one attacks upon third molecule of acetone. So far, two acetone molecules are participated. We are getting this product. And later this carbon ion attacks upon third molecule of acetone. Resultant CH3, COH, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2. And there will be new bond formation here, O minus, CH3, CH3. Later this O minus gets proton from solvent water. And OH minus comes out CH3, COH, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, and then CH2, here COH, CH3, CH3. So if you observe here, with respect to this C double bond O, this carbon is alpha carbon, this carbon is alpha carbon. Both the alpha carbon containing hydrogens are acidic. Here water molecule elimination, here also water molecule elimination. Then we are getting CH3, CH3, and there will be new double bond formed in between these two carbon atoms CH and C double bond O. Here double bond is here CH, double bond C, CH3, CH3. Now, if you observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, its name is 2, 6 dimethyl, 2, 6 dimethyl, and 2, 5 diene, and total 7 carbons. So 2, 6 dimethyl hepta 2, 5 diene 4 one. So simply its common name is 4-one. Its common name is 4-one. So far we discussed self-condensation, means either 2 acetaldehyde molecules or 2 acetone molecules or 3 acetone molecules like that are participating in the reaction. Now we are discussing mixed aldol condensation. In mixed aldol condensation, 2 different aldehydes, 2 different ketones, 1 aldehyde, 1 ketone. Then what are the possible number of products? Let us see here in this mixed aldol condensation. Mixed, also called crossed aldol condensation. Mixed aldol or crossed aldol. I am going to consider one aldehyde, acetaldehyde, another aldehyde, formaldehyde. So in this case, in presence of base, let us see. With respect to this carbonyl group, there is no alpha carbon. Since there is no alpha carbon, no alpha hydrogen, that's why from this aldehyde there is no carbanion formation takes place. Whereas with respect to this C double bond, this carbon is alpha carbon, then here carbanion takes place. Now here 2 possibilities are there. Let us see how many carbanions you are getting. You are getting only 1 carbanion. See, right? Now CH3, C double bond OH, and upon reaction with base we are getting CH2 minus C double bond OH, and this one is resonancely stabilized. Then we are getting CH2 CO minus H. See here we are getting enolate ion. Now this carbanion or enolate ion, these two may attack, means this one is carbanion. Now this may attacks upon one more aldehyde, one more acetaldehyde or formaldehyde. If one more acetaldehyde, the already reaction will end. 2 acetaldehyde molecules, beta hydroxy butylaldehyde, we got it. Now I am not going to discuss regarding that. So here you are getting 2 products. One is a self-condensation product. Self-condensation means condensation takes place in between 2 acetaldehyde molecules, but not in between 2 formaldehyde molecules, because of formaldehyde do not have any alpha hydrogen. That's why in between 2 formaldehyde molecules there is no condensation, and here in between 2 acetaldehyde molecules self-condensation possible. Now self plus crossed or mixed. Crossed is carbanion from here and attacks upon this carbonyl center. Now H, C double bond O, H, and CH2 minus C double bond OH. This CH2 minus attacks upon carbonyl center. Then we are getting CH2O minus CH2O minus CH2 C double bond OH. Now this one, by abstracting proton from solvent, we are getting CH2OH, CH2 C double bond OH. See here what happened. Earlier it is acetaldehyde. Instead of hydrogen, one CH2OH group here. Instead of hydrogen, one CH2OH group here. Now this one, upon further reaction with base OH minus, again proton abstraction from this carbon, then CH2OH keep like that, and CH minus C double bond OH, and this one attacks upon another formaldehyde molecule, this carbanion, then CHOH2 CH. Here there will be new bond formation between these two. Right now it has only one hydrogen and one CH2O minus and C double bond OH. This one again gaining of proton from solvent and OH minus comes. So we are getting CH2OH. Here this is CH2OH. Now this CH2O minus, by abstracting proton, again it converts into CH2OH. Now total 2 CH2OH groups and CH C double bond OH. Let us continue one more time. If repeated one more time here, OH minus and HCHO, then we are getting CH2OH taken thrice, C double bond OH. Reaction is not stopped here. So far what happened? All the 3 alpha hydrogens gets replaced by CH2OH. Right now this alpha carbon do not have any alpha hydrogen. After formation of this one, again condensation is possible. That is next reaction, Kaiser reaction, that we will discuss later. So here in mixed or crossed aldol, 3 moles of acetaldehyde, so 1 mole of acetaldehyde is going to react with 3 moles of formaldehyde, and we are getting product like this. Now, if one is acetaldehyde, CH3 C double bond OH, another one is CH3 C double bond O CH3, acetone. So in between 2 aldehydes, right? Now here of course this one do not have any alpha carbon. Suppose, means if in this reaction, after formation of carbanion, this carbanion has 2 possibilities. It may attack upon this carbonyl carbon of acetaldehyde or carbonyl carbon of formaldehyde. We discussed, right? So if it attacks upon carbonyl carbon of acetaldehyde, then what we call self-condensation. If it attacks upon carbonyl carbon of formaldehyde, that is mixed or cross-order condensation, right? Now where possibility is more, if you observe, positive charge here it is more compared to the positive charge here. That's why formed carbanion prefers to attack upon this carbon. That's why this product you are getting major product. Remember that. Now here acetaldehyde and acetone. 2 possibilities here. From acetaldehyde you may get carbanion CH2 minus C double bond OH, and from acetone also you may get CH2 minus C double bond O CH3. So there are 2 possibilities of carbanion. Now the carbanion which is obtained from acetaldehyde may attack upon another acetaldehyde. The carbanion which is obtained from acetaldehyde again attacks upon another acetaldehyde. Resultant one self possible. In between 2 acetaldehyde molecules self, in between 2 acetone molecules self. Beyond of these 2 self-order condensations, further the carbanion which obtained from this aldehyde, may attack upon acetone molecule, Similarly, one more possibility is there, carbanion which obtained from this acetone, it may attack upon aldehyde molecule. Possibilities are there. That means here 2 possibilities are there. One, there are 2 products which are self-condensation. Another 2 products are mixed condensation, means mixed condensation products. So mixed condensation, carbanion from acetaldehyde and attacks upon acetone. And one more possibility, carbanion from acetone attacks upon aldehyde. Isn't it? So 2 mixed and 2 self-condensation products. Let us see the products what we are. Now this carbanion may attacks upon this carbonyl carbon, resultant you are getting CH3. and CO minus. There will be new bond formation between these two carbons. CH2 C double bond OH. And from this, what we are getting product? This later converts into OH and CH3 CH3, and this OH and this H eliminate out. CH C double bond OH. Direct combinating product. And one more. This CH2 minus may attacks upon this one. Here you are getting CH3 C double bond O CH2, and there will be new bond formation between these two. CO minus H CH3, and later CH3 C double bond O CH double bond CH CH3. So out of these two, which product is major product? If you observe, carbanium once formed here, its tendency to attack upon this carbonyl carbon is less because of here the positive charge which appear because of this pi electrons are shifted towards oxygen, that will be compensated by two methyl groups. That's why the positive charge is less. So this carbanium cannot attack upon this one, and compared to that, this carbanium may attack more upon this carbonyl carbon because of positive charge density is more here. Hope you understand that. Out of these two products, which product is major product? This one attacks upon this one. This product is major product, and this one is minor product. Is it clear? So far we discussed self-condensation in between two aldehydes and self-condensation between two ketones. That too in base medium and in acid medium. Now, cross-Lawler condensation in between two aldehydes, two different aldehydes, and cross-Lawler condensation between two different ketones. Cross-Lawler condensation between aldehyde and ketone, so far we discussed. Now, intramolecular Lawler condensation. Intramolecular, within the molecule, two aldehyde groups are there. Let us assume C double bond O. Here C double bond OH. Now, this one is aldehyde end and this one is ketone end. So OH minus, with respect to this C double bond O, this is alpha. With respect to this C double bond O, this is alpha, and also this is alpha. So this base come and abstract carbon from this alpha carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whenever here carbanium formation takes place, let us assume here CH2, C double bond O, and C double bond OH. Later, this carbanium may come and attack intramolecular, means there is no two aldehydes here. Within the molecule, two groups are there. So one is aldehyde group I mentioned, another one is ketone. Now this CH2 minus has to come and attack upon this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There will be formation of 5-member ring here, and this one is nothing but O minus, 5-member ring O minus and H. And later, this where O minus is there, next carbon attached to C double bond O. Then this one converts into hydroxide ion OH and double bond O with respect to this one. So here this carbon consists two hydrogens. Of course, this carbon also consists two hydrogens. But here dehydration do not takes place. Dehydration takes place like this because of with respect to C double bond O, alpha carbon containing hydrogens are more acidic. That's why you are getting product like this. Similarly, if two different ketones are there, C double bond O, here this one also C double bond O CH3. In such a case, either of the two. And here means carbanium formation here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are getting cyclization. Check out. You need to write the product. And is there any scope? Formation of carbanium from here. So with respect to this aldehyde group, this is alpha you mentioned. So here negative charge it comes 1, 2, 3. Formation of 3-member ring is highly 3-member ring, as you know, more strength. That's why, and that is highly unstable. Now, instead of this one, let us consider C double bond O, CH3. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means carbanium formation takes place either from this carbon or from this carbon because both are same, and ultimately you are getting 6-member ring. Try to write the product. So this type of reactions what we call intramolecular condensation reactions or intramolecular aldol condensation reaction. Try to write products for all these 4. All these are examples for intramolecular aldol condensation. So students, so far we discussed properties which shown by both aldehydes and ketones. Now we are discussing properties shown by only aldehydes, not ketones. Properties which shown by only aldehydes but not ketones. So reactions in which aldehydes and ketones differ, in which only aldehydes. First one, oxidation. As we know, during oxidation, aldehydes give same number of carbon containing acids. Aldehydes upon oxidation, we are getting carboxylic acids. There is no change in number of carbon atoms. Whether aliphatic acids, aliphatic aldehydes or aromatic aldehydes, whatever the aldehydes, upon oxidation we are getting carboxylic acids. There is no change in the number of carbon atoms. That is regarding oxidation. Here, for this oxidation, generally we are using acidified KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, any oxidizing agent. It can easily lead to carboxylic acid. In oxidation, some oxidizing agent oxidizes aldehydes. That means aldehydes are good reducing agents. Aldehydes acts as good reducing agents. Now we can say, since aldehydes can easily oxidizable, in other words, we can say aldehydes are good reducing agents. It reduces other substances. Now, aldehydes can reduce Toluene's reagent. Aldehydes can reduce Toluene's reagent. What is this Toluene's reagent? Ammonical silver nitrate solution is called Toluene's reagent. Ammonical silver nitrate means silver nitrate, AgNO3 when dissolved in ammonia solution. AgNO3 when dissolved in ammonia solution, let us see. Ammonia solution means NH3 plus H2O. NH3 plus H2O gives rise to NH4OH. And this ammonia solution when silver nitrate dissolved in ammonia solution. Generally we are writing Ag2O. This Ag2O only Toluene's reagent in general we are using. So Ag2O plus NH4NO3 plus H2O. Actually, what happened there? When Ag2O further dissolution in ammonia solution, it forms a complex, that is AgNH3 taken twice whole plus and OH minus. This is what we call ammonical silver nitrate or Toluene's reagent. Actual formula is this one. Now, aldehydes upon oxidation either by Ag2O or AgNH3 taken twice plus and OH minus, whatever it is, we are getting carboxylic acid. And when we are writing like this, in presence of base we are getting carboxylic acid salt. So when we are using silver nitrate, Ag plus 1 oxidation state, now it's reduced. Aldehyde reduces Ag plus 1 into Ag and this Ag separate out. So in test tube, the formed silver appears as a layer upon the test tube. This because of this one, it appears like a mirror, means shiny precipitate. This one, silver precipitate. This is what we call the silver mirror test. Silver mirror test. It forms a mirror because of formation of silver. Hence, Toluene's reagent test also called silver mirror test. So, aldehydes responds to Toluene's test. Aldehydes reduces Toluene's reagent. Aldehydes gives silver mirror test. Now, let's come here. Failing solution. Failing solution just like Toluene's reagent, but failing solution has two reagents. One is failing solution 1 or failing solution 2. And whenever required, these two we are going to mix instantaneously, means by the time of the usage. Okay. Now, there are two reagents. One is failing solution 1, another one is failing solution 2. Also, we can call as failing solution A, another one is failing solution B. Failing solution A is alkaline copper sulfate solution. Alkaline copper sulfate solution is failing solution A. And failing solution B is sodium and potassium tartarate salt. Alkaline solution of sodium and potassium tartarate. And tartaric acid, we know that COOH. Here instead of OH, Na, and here H. This is what we call sodium potassium tartarate. Sodium potassium tartarate, also called rocalase salt. Sodium potassium tartarate, also called rocalase salt. So failing solution 1 is alkaline copper sulfate. Failing solution 2 is rocalase salt. Now when we mix these two, there will be formation of copper complex. Let us see. copper hydroxide. Alkaline copper sulfate means copper hydroxide. This one upon treatment with sodium potassium tartarate. So here these two hydroxyl, here elimination of water molecule from this one, resultant we are getting copper complex here Cu plus 2. While we are using copper sulfate also copper plus 2, Cu plus 2, and this Cu plus 2 forms complex. Later aldehydes, instead of writing every time this complex, in general we are going to write CuO. Here also Cu plus 2, cupric oxide. Now this cupric oxide gives oxygen to aldehyde and converts into RCOOH, and cupric oxide reduced to cuprous oxide, here copper plus 1. So this copper oxide is red in color, whereas cupric oxide is blue in color. So blue color copper oxide converts into red precipitate of cuprous oxide. So whenever aldehydes upon reaction with failing solution or failing reagent, immediately we are getting formation of red precipitate. It confirms that aldehyde is present, aldehyde is there. And formaldehyde, if formaldehyde we are using, instead of we are getting any carboxylic acid, we are getting carbon dioxide. We are getting carbon dioxide. Aromatic aldehydes, aliphatic aldehydes, all can give failing solution. Just like failing solution, one more solution is there, that is called bendic solution. Bendic solution. There citric acid we are going to use, citric acid salt we are going to use. Let us see that reaction bendic solution, how it oxides. So next one is bendic solution. Bendic solution also consists two solutions. Bendic solution one, alkaline nature, which is sodium or potassium citrate, citric acid salt. Another one is alkaline copper sulfate, citric acid salt and copper sulfate. These two, when we mix these two, alkaline copper sulfate means copper hydroxide, and this copper hydroxide when mixing with the sodium or potassium citrate, citric acid salt, it forms complex like this. And this blue colored complex, upon reaction with aldehydes, here copper is plus 2, here copper is plus 2, and this one upon oxidation of aldehydes, if this one gets reduced to Cu2O, is also again a red precipitate, just like failing reagent. Means failing solution, bendic solution, both functions are similar. And we should remember one thing, both are alkaline nature. As I mentioned, with failing solution, bendic solution, aromatic aldehydes and aliphatic aldehydes both reacts. But remember, aliphatic aldehydes undergoes oxidation, aromatic aldehydes undergoes disproportionation. Remember that. Here, aromatic aldehydes we cannot identify. Aromatic aldehydes, because of base medium, they give different reaction. But that is not test for bendic solution, and that is not test for failing solution. In other words, failing solution, bendic solution do not give test. Test means what? Blue color has to convert into red. This one do not takes place. Instead of this, like benzaldehyde, if you consider, benzaldehyde undergoes some other reaction. That reaction what we call Kentzero reaction. We will learn. So in presence of failing solution and bendic solution, only aliphatic aldehydes gives. Benzaldehyde do not give this test. But benzaldehyde reacts. Benzaldehyde undergoes Kentzero reaction. Don't forget that. And one more is Skiff test. Skiff reagent is para-rosa aniline hydrochloride. Para-rosa aniline hydrochloride decolorized by passing SO2 gas. SO2 gas, which has basically pink color. That pink color decolorized by passing SO2 gas. And aldehydes can restore that pink or magenta color, whereas ketones cannot. That's why all these reactions are given by aldehydes only. That's why we can say these reactions are nothing but tests for aldehydes. Ketones also undergoes oxidation. But for the oxidation, normal conditions are not sufficient because of carbon-carbon bond breaking required. That's why, for example, CH3, C double bond O, CH3. This one upon oxidation by using nitric acid. by using nitric acid, means strong oxidizing agent, and we need heat also. Then here what happened during oxidation, carbon-carbon bond is going to rupture. We are getting 2 carbon containing carboxylic acid and 1 carbon containing carboxylic acid. In case of symmetrical ketones, no issue, because of either of the bond can break, no issue. Whereas if we are considering CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH3, here this one is ethyl and this one is methyl. Ethyl, methyl, this one upon oxidation, this is unsymmetrical ketone. In case of unsymmetrical ketones, it follows Popoff's rule. According to Popoff's rule, carbonyl group always goes to the lesser number of carbon containing alkyl group. During oxidation, carbonyl group always goes to the lesser number of carbon containing alkyl group. That's why these 2 carbon containing carboxylic acid, 2 carbon containing carboxylic acid. That means we are getting acetic acid. And next one is Baeyer-Villiger oxidation for ketones. Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, RC double bond O R dash. This one upon oxidation in presence of any paracids like peracetic acid, perbenzoic acid, metachloroperbenzoic acid, or any paracids, here we are getting RC double bond O R dash. So conversion of ketones into esters. In presence of paracids. Here, which group is going to migrate? Which group has a more migrating tendency? More bulkiness has a more migrating tendency. More bulkiness group has a more migrating tendency. So here, I am going to consider one is tetrabutyl group, another one is methyl group, and this one upon oxidation by using paracid, say C6H5CO3H perbenzoic acid. Then we are getting product CH3, C double bond O, OCME3. We are getting product like this. So, more the bulkiness, more the migrating tendency. That means tertiary group greater than secondary group greater than primary than methyl. And compared to all these, aryl is more. So, migrating tendency of aryl greater than, tertiary greater than, secondary greater than, primary greater than methyl. Simply more electron releasing tendency group, more the migratory attitude. And regarding this Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, we will discuss a little later. Next one, aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogen, undergoes disproportionation. Aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogens, which have alpha hydrogen aldol condensation, which do not have alpha hydrogen, they are participating in disproportionation in presence of base. I am going to consider formaldehyde HC double bond OH. Formaldehyde upon reaction with base. So here there is no acidic hydrogen, obviously OH minus acts as a nucleophile. Then we are getting HCO minus HOH. Later, upon reversal of this negative charge, one of the hydride transfer takes place to another formaldehyde resultant, HC double bond OH plus. This one converts into CH3O minus. Since this is base and acid, proton transfer takes place, HCOO minus and CH3OH. So, what happened? Aldehyde, upon oxidation we are getting acid. Upon reduction we are getting alcohol. So, aldehyde gets oxidized, aldehyde gets reduced. This reaction what we call disproportionation reaction. Now, check out here HC double bond OH and PHC double bond OH. Upon treatment with base, what happened? Formaldehyde and benzaldehyde upon treatment with base weight, what happened? So, which one oxidized, which one gets reduced? Try. And HC double bond OH upon reaction with OD minus and H2O, what happened? Keynesian reaction. Here, what products you are going to get? Check out. Like this disproportionation reaction, one more Tishenko reaction is there. Whether aldehydes having alpha hydrogens or do not having alpha hydrogens, not criteria. Aldehydes having alpha hydrogen or do not having alpha hydrogen, not criteria. Any aldehyde undergoes disproportionation in presence of aluminium alkoxide and we are getting RCOOR. Say acetaldehyde, if you consider CH3CHO, this one upon reaction with aluminium ethoxide, we are getting CH3COO OC2H5. So aldehyde, acetaldehyde, 2 carbon containing aldehyde. Upon oxidation you are getting 2 carbon containing acid. Upon reduction you are getting 2 carbon containing alcohol. So when these two combine, acid and alcohol combine, you are getting carboxylic ester. Directly we are getting carboxylic ester.